Hi guys, I'm Jason from GG Channel, and if you guys are a fan of Harry Potter and you only read book 1 and then book 2 until chapter 12, we're about to read chapter 12, Harry Potter 2 of Chamber of Secrets. I meant Harry Potter of Chamber of Secrets, and yeah, this is Harry Potter of Chamber of Secrets, and yeah, let's read chapter 12. And chapter 12 is the Polyjuice Potion. So how this works, I'm going to read with you without the words, and then you can hear it. So if you don't know what did I say, slow it down, yeah? So I'll also be slow, okay? They stepped off the stone staircase. At the top, how about I do this, okay? They stepped off the stone staircase at the top, and Professor McGonagall rapped on the door. It opened silently, and they entered. Professor McGonagall told Harry to wait and left him there alone. Harry looked around. One thing was certain. Of all the teacher's office Harry had visited so far this year, Dumbledore's was by the far most interesting. If he hadn't been scared out of his wits that he was about to be thrown out of school, he knew he would have been very pleased to have a chance to look around it. It was a large, beautiful, curious silver instrument stood on spindled legged table wiring and emitting little puffs of smoke. By the way, after I finished that sentence, I want to tell you, if you have this book, go to chapter 12 and follow what I'm reading, and then you can know the words, so you know what I'm saying, because Just wait, guys. I gotta find back where I was from. Yep, here. The walls were covered with portraits of old headmaster and headmistress something. All of Rome were snoozing. Gently in their frames, there was also an enormous claw-footed desk, and sitting on a shelf behind it, a shabby, tattered wizard hat, the Sorting Hat. Harry hesitated. He cast a worried eye around the sleeping witches and wizards on the wall. Surely it couldn't hurt if he took the hat down. Wait, I lost my words. And tried it on again, just to make sure it bad put him in the right house. He walked quietly around the desk, lifted the hat from its shelf. It lowered it slowly into his head. It was much too large and slipped down over his eyes, just as it had done the last time he'd put it on. Harry stared at the black inside of the hat, waiting. Then a small voice said to his ear, "Be in your bunk, Harry Potter." Yes," Harry muttered. Sorry to bother you. I wanted to ask, I've been wondering whether I put you in the right house," said the hat smartly. "Yes, you were particularly difficult to place, but I understand by what I said before." Harry's heart leaped. Boop, boop. "You would have done well in Slytherin." Harry's stomach plummeted. He grabbed the point of the hat and pulled it off. It hung limply in his hand, grubbing and fading. Harry pushed it back into its shelf, feeling sick. "You're wrong," he said aloud to the steel and silent hat. It didn't move. Harry backed away, watching it. Then a strange gaggling noise behind him. Wheel around. He wasn't alone after all. Standing, a golden perch. Behind the door was a carpet. Looking bird with resembled a half-plucking turkey. Harry stared okay, guys. I just love this book. I just can't concentrate. Stared at it, and the bird looked balefully back. Its gagging noise. I have no idea what this literally gagging noise mean. It's just so. I just love this book for some reason. I like chapter 1 more, by the way. Harry thought it looked very ill. Its eyes were dull, and even as Harry watched, a couple more feathers fell out of its tail. Harry was just thinking that all he needed was for Dumbledore's pet bird to die while he was alone in the office with it. When the bird burst into flames, Harry yelled in shock and backed away into the desk. He looked for... Okay, that was a bad part. Feverishly around in case there was a glass of water somewhere, but couldn't see one. The bird, meanwhile, had become a fireball. It gave one loud streak, and the next second there was nothing but smudgy powders or ash on the floor. The office door opened. Dumbledore came in, looking very somber. "Professor?" Harry gasped. "Your bird. I couldn't do anything. He just caught on fire." To Harry's astonishment, Dumbledore smiled. "About time, too," he said. "I've been looking dreadful for days. I've been telling him to move on." He chuckled at the stun of Harry's face. "Stuck, it's a phoenix, I guess." Phoenix burst into flames when it's time for them to die and reborn from the ashes? Watch him. Harry looked down in time to see a tiny little newborn bird poke his head out from the ashes. It was quite as ugly as the old one. "It's a shame you had him on a burning day," said Dumbledore, seating himself behind his desk. He's really very handsome most of the time. Wonderful red and glowed plumage. Fantastic, fascinating creatures. Phoenixes then can carry immensely heavy loads. Their tears have healing powers, and they make highly fatal pets. All right, let's see. Just like guys, I wanna just check the pages. Geez, we still have a lot to finish. Make it to button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, how much page? Oh my goodness, we have a lot of page, guys. Don't worry. In the shock of flames catching fire, Harry had forgotten what he was there for, but it all came back to him as Dumbledore settled himself in the high-backed chair behind the desk and fixed Harry with penetrating blue light stare before Dumbledore can speak another word. However, the door of the office flew open with an almighty bang, and Hagrid burst in, a wild look in his eyes. What? Hagrid? His balcony perched on top of his shaggy black head, and dead rooster still swinging from his head. It wasn't Harry, Professor Dumbledore, said Hagrid. Urgentically, I was talking to him seconds before that key was found. He never had, sir. Dumbledore tried to say something, but Hagrid went rattling, waving the rooster around his head, sending feathers everywhere. It can't been him. I swear in front of the Mysterio magic, if I have to, Hagrid, got the wrong boy, sir. I know Harry never... Hagrid! Said Dumbledore loudly. I do not think that Harry attacked those people. Oh, said Hagrid. The rooster flung limply at his side. Right, I'll wait outside then, headmaster. And he stomped out looking embarrassed. You don't think it was me, Professor, Harry repeated, hopefully, as Dumbledore brushed Rooster's feather off his desk. Hopeful. No, Harry, I don't, said Dumbledore through his face with Thornberry again. But I still want to talk to you. Harry waited nervously while Dumbledore considered him, the tips of his long finger all together. I must ask you, Harry, is there any time you'd like to tell me? He said gently. Anything at all. Harry don't know what to say. He saw a Malfoy shouting, "You be next, mudbloods," and of the polyjuice potion simmering away in moaning Matron's bathroom. Then remember what Ron had heard. Hearing noises no one else can hear isn't a good sign. Even the wizard Ron. He saw too about what everybody's saying about him and growing dread that was somehow connected to Laser Slytherin. No, said Harry. There isn't anything, Professor. The double attack on Justin and nearly headless Nick turned what had hit her being nervousness into real panic. Curiously, it was nearly headless Nick's fate that seemed to be worry people most. What could possibly do that to a ghost? People asked each other, what terrible power could harm somebody who's already dead? There was most stapled to book seats on the Hogwarts Express so that students can go home for Christmas. At this rate, you'll be the one left, Ron told Harry and Hermione. Us, Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle, what a jolly holiday it's gonna be. What do you mean? Just wait, guys. I'm just gonna read it carefully. It literally says something. Who always did whatever Malfoy did had signed up to stay over holidays too. But Harry was glad that most people were leaving. He was tired of people. Jeez. Scaring him around him in the corridors as though he was about to sprout fangs or spit poison, tired of all the muttering, poison and hissing as he paused. Fred and George, however, found all this very funny. They went out to march ahead of Harry down to the corridor, shouting, "Make way for the heir of Slytherin. Seriously evil wizard coming through." Percy was deeply disapproving of this behavior. "It is not laughter matter," he said coldly. "Oh, get out of the way, Percy," said Fred. "Harry's in a hurry." "Yeah, he's nibbling off to the Chamber of Secrets for a cup of tea with his fanged servant," said George, chuckling. Ginny didn't find it unassuming either. "Oh, don't," she wailed every time Fred asked Harry loudly who was planning to attack next, or George pretended to ward Harry off with a large clove of garlic when they met. Harry didn't mind. It made him feel better that Fred and George at least thought of their being Slytherin. Her was quite ludicrous. But their antics seemed to be aggravating Draco Malfoy, who looked increasingly sour each time he saw them at last. "It's because he's burning to say it's really him," said Ron knowingly. "You know that how he hates anybody beating at him anything, and you're getting all the credit for his dirty work." "Not for long," said Hermione in a satisfied tone. "The polyjuice potion is nearly ready. We'll be getting the truth out of him any day now." Yay! How many pages are left? Just wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, just 17. Okay, well, that's hard. So I'm going to just take a rest. And we're at bookmark. We're already right. Yep. So we're at page 222. We're going to put a bookmark. And we have a rest. And you too, because, yeah. Just watch my next video. And maybe it will be someday. So see you in the next video. Bye!